Hi and welcome again to the channel. On today's video, we'll be checking out these plugins that Acustica Audio recently put out. This is called ZAFFRE. It's a combination of an EQ and compressor, which they've obviously said is aimed for mastering or mix post processing. Let's have a listen and see how it sounds. So guys, this is the ZAFFRE. As you can see, this is the EQ and this is the compressor. We will quickly go through the features and then I'll obviously play it because I currently have them on here on the stereo output, which is the master bus of this mix. Let's just go through the features. As you can see, you've obviously got your high pass and low pass there, and then you have 4 mid bands, EQ. This is the low shelf, this is the high shelf, and then you have the 2 bell in the middle. You can obviously change the mode from the hyper equalizer to eco, hyper EQ digital or digital ×2. Then you've got your oversampling here. The good thing I actually like about this plugin now is the fact that you can actually resize it like other plugins. You see, you can just drag it to resize it. Whereas before, they usually have like size here, but now I prefer, just dragging it to match the screen that you are working on. So you've obviously got the visuals here, so you know what you are doing, but these are the, gain, which can be, plus 10 or minus 10. And you've obviously got the mid ones. This is your Q, right? Which is the bandwidth, obviously. So you've obviously got this high range that when you click it, it actually doubles, what frequency you are covering. So as you can see here, we're obviously looking at 100 Hertz or 94 Hertz area. But once I click it, it changes to that 467. So if you look at these white numbers, those are what the, EQ selector or frequency range will be at if you hit this high range. Obviously, when it's not on, is the yellow ones that is working on. The same thing with these ones. As you can see, obviously the white ones you see here is 6K, but the yellow one is 1K. So we are currently around 1145. So if we hit this high range, we're now on nearly 5.4K. So this is obviously good if you want to cover different ranges, or should I say higher ranges. You can just hit this and then we'll sort of double what frequency that you can now reach. So we've talked about the bandwidth. So this is stream if you have a high signal going into the EQ. In order to have a decent headroom, you can just click and drag this down, minus 24 to plus 24. So you obviously got your output here, so you can also do the same, minus 24 plus 24. I think that's pretty much, the main overview. You've got this alive button, you've obviously got a preamp here as well, Then we have up here scope, you have phase, you can put this on ultra mode, so you obviously got, your side and mid, or have it there to be left and right. So let's quickly touch up on the compressor now before we hear how it sounds. So this is the compressor. As you can see, it has got a compressor and a limiter section. So let's just focus on the compressor for now.
Oh yes!
So you've got your compression threshold here, the attack and the release. So you've got stereo link to link it or unlink it. So it's, dual mono. Then you've got this attack hold, release hold. You've got your sidechain filter so that, the compressor is not being triggered by low frequency information. And you've got your SHMOD. This is the makeup gain. You've got power here. So going into the limiter, you've obviously got the limiter threshold. You've got your look ahead here. You've got the release slider. Here's where you see your limiter gain reduction, and here's where you see your compressor gain reduction. Another thing that I like about this compressor also is it also is giving you this visual, so you know what is going on. If we just push this threshold, if we push this ratio, down, you see what that curve is doing. Obviously, the higher the ratio, the more, it's clamping down. That's why it's bending. So let's pull it back to where we had it. I think I had it at 1.6 because I didn't want this to be, clamped too much. So this is your attack. Obviously, 60 or 0.3 is the fastest attack. I had it around 30, which is half. So this is your release. Obviously, you have 7.50 or 0.48. You have data here. You see there's different kinds of data, psychoacoustic 1, 2, entropic, smoother, smoother 2, truncate. Then you have bits here. You can change this to 8-bit, 12-bit, 16-bit, 24-bit, or 32-bit. So you have your mix here, wet and dry knob. So as you can see, this is pretty much, jam-packed, compressor that you can get a lot out of. There's the oversampling here as well. So let's quickly have a listen to what it sounds like. There's also external sidechain here, to be fair. So you can use this for sidechaining, which is really good. So I currently have this compressor, attack 30. Let's, I think the ratio is 1.6. Let's see what it sounds like. Then we will go to the EQ.
Rapping for the radio, I'm changing up my bandwidth. Ain't no addict, I got bad habits. My comeback was sensational. Look, she's telling me she's stressed.
So let me, push it further down just so we will exaggerate it to hear what, it sounds like when it's been smashed.
Yeah, boy.
Every day's a madness when this plane be landing. Rapping for the radio, I'm changing up my bandwidth. Ain't no addict.
That's obviously been over exaggerated, but it's just so you can see what the compressor sounds like. Even with this heavy compression, due to our ratio obviously being just 1.6, you notice that it's not really sounding crushed, but this is too much anyway.
I got bad habits, my comeback was sensational. Look, she's telling me she's stressed.
So let's quickly look at the EQ, because it's the EQ that I really like how airy sounded to this.
She's stressed, that's the same year. Need to book a rest, can't remain here. When I'm down and depressed, man, I still do my best. But think about the times when we ain't here. Wanna take my queen to an island, share her. Don't wanna beef, for we're living in a mad era. I just wanna raise my bear up. And now we in the sun, so baby, cheers up. Man, it's had me in fits like I'd never get rich. Don't be looking at my wrist if you.
So when the EQ is on, it actually brings that vocal, to the forefront. But when we turn it off, the vocal is sat a bit more in the mix. So I actually like how it sounded with this, EQ on. Let's now play with this alive and see what is going on.
That's the same year. Need to book a rest, can't remain here. When I'm down and depressed, man, I still do my best. But think about the times when we ain't here. Wanna take my queen to an island, share her. Don't wanna beef, for we're living in a mad era. I just wanna raise my bear up. And now we in the sun, so baby, cheers up. Man, it's had me in fits like I'd never get rich. Don't be looking at my wrist if you're epileptic. Trying to get slim, but I've gambled a VIN.
Let's try to put them both on and off.
When this plane be landing, rapping for the radio, I'm changing up my bandwidth. Ain't no addict, I got bad habits. My comeback was sensational. Look.
So it really added, some sweetness and, more of a vibe to this whole mix, and especially the EQ and compressor. That compressor is not really doing much, but I noticed when it's on, there's a bit more weight to the mix, and when it's off, it loses a bit of weight. That actually reminds me of what my, hand analog boss compressor does. Sometimes even without me, you know, compressing, but just running it in there as weight immediately. So the EQ as well added a lot of air, you know, and also the vocal obviously being pushed forward and a bit more hump on the low by that, you know, 94 Hz that we dumped up a bit. But generally it added that 5-10% that you need on a mix to actually make it shine to this song. So go check it out and let me know what you think about it. If you obviously have checked it out, let me know in the comment section what you think about it so far. I'll need to go play around with it a bit more, but so far I actually like what it added. Obviously the CPU usage is not as much as, you know, the typical acoustic audio plugins, but I like this plugin so far. So let me know in the comment section what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Also hit that thumbs up and, you know, the notification bell to get notified of my new videos. You can join my membership where I post exclusive full mix contents. You know, you can obviously connect with me one-on-one and learn about mixing and mastering. Until next time, thanks for watching.